If you didn't know, we are now officially less than 100 days away from the Bitcoin halving. I want to explain exactly what that means and really what its potential implications could be. So the expectation is April 13th. Just so you know, these aren't preset dates at all. That's not how it works. Yes, generically, there's a halving every 4 years, but it's really technically every 210,000 blocks. So if more blocks are being added, it could speed up. If it's slower, then no. But generally, we're adding a new block every 10 minutes. That's like roughly the average right now. So the expectation is April 13th, 2024, the Bitcoin halving will occur. And you might be thinking to yourself, what does that mean? Well, very quickly, the TLDR is that the reward for being a Bitcoin miner, because like the update of the ledger is proof of work. So you need miners, they're doing the work to basically solve a very complicated math problem to ensure the validity, the accuracy, the transparency, and the security of the actual blockchain where all the transactions are logged in a public setting. So anyway, when they do that, they are potentially getting a reward, and it's that reward that's going to get cut in half. And in fact, it gets cut in half every roughly 4 years. So that's the TLDR. But for those of you who want the real nitty gritty details, here we have it. There will only ever be 21 billion. Presently, more than 19 million Bitcoins have already been mined, leaving under 2 million left to be created. The Bitcoin protocol periodically reduces the number of new coins earned by miners in a process called halving. One of the most important features of Bitcoin is its limited supply and issuance mechanism. So that's some high level stuff, but here's more of the nitty gritty. Bitcoin halving is when the reward for Bitcoin mining is cut in half. Halving takes place roughly every 4 years. The halving policy was written into Bitcoin's mining algorithm to counteract inflation by maintaining scarcity. In theory, the reduction in the pace of Bitcoin issuance means that the price will increase if demand remains the same. That's what happens when you have limited supply. And in fact, I would actually say it's dwindling supply because people forget their passwords, they lose their keys, they lose their wallets, yada, yada, yada. It's estimated that right now already 5 million Bitcoin is just gone. Thanos snapped into the ether because people have forgot what they need. How does Bitcoin halving actually work? A decentralized network of validators verifies all Bitcoin transactions in a process called mining. They are paid 6.25 Bitcoin when they are the first to use complex math to add a group of transactions to the Bitcoin blockchain as part of the proof of work mechanism. That's the consensus model. And right now it's 6.25. It started at 50, like way back when Bitcoin was first ripping, the reward was 50, cut to 25, cut to 12.5, cut to 6.25, and we're about to go to 3.125. That's going to be the next reward step. And then every 210,000 blocks, it keeps getting cut in half. At the current Bitcoin price, 6.25 Bitcoin is worth 194,000, a decent incentive for miners to keep adding blocks for the Bitcoin transaction running smoothly. Obviously, roughly 200K at the current price, which means that the reward for doing it will roughly cut to sub 100K. Those blocks of transactions are added roughly every 10 minutes, and the Bitcoin code dictates that the reward for miners is reduced by half after every 210,000 blocks are created. That happens roughly every 4 years in periods that are often accompanied by heightened Bitcoin price volatility. So we've been through these cycles in the past, and we can kind of map out when it does well, when it doesn't do so well. And right now in the short term, there's a lot of enthusiasm, not only for the Bitcoin spot ETF potential approval, but also for the halving that is expected to come up mid-April of 2024. So that's everything you need to know about Bitcoin, the Bitcoin halving, what it does mean, what it doesn't mean, when it happens, and historically, when it's played out, it's met with quite a bit of optimism. Is that a guarantee for this time around? No, but if history is any indication, I understand why the bulls are pretty optimistic at this moment in time.